What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. So today we are going to talk about freedom in China. So let's start. Alright then, welcome back. How did you guys like that drone footage? I managed to get my hands on a drone, a DJI drone, so I can shoot some really nice footage with that as well, I think. Let me know if you liked it in the comment section down below, and if you want to see more of that in the future. But now let's jump into today's topic, which is freedom in China. And this is a very tricky topic. Because politics in China, it's a little bit different compared to the rest of the world, and outside China people like to think that this is a very closed country and you don't have any freedom here, and you need to follow everything that the government says. Now obviously that's not 100% true, and first I want to talk about freedom itself and what is freedom in my opinion, because so many people like to parade around and say, I have so much freedom in America, I have so much freedom in England, I have so much freedom in Australia or New Zealand or whatever. And looking at the dictionary and what freedom means, I'm not so sure that that's the case, that China doesn't really have freedom. And the reason why I think that is because, I think I actually have more freedom in China than I had in the West. And the reason being is because, I can do whatever I want. That is a sense of freedom that you get in China. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And, freedom is basically, you have the freedom to choose whatever you want, and almost say whatever you want. And I think that is possible in China. You definitely have a choice in whatever you do. For example, if you want to work somewhere else, you can definitely work at other places. I mean, obviously it's a bit more difficult as a foreigner to work at companies that are not related to teaching, but it is definitely not impossible. So that is a sense of freedom that you get in China, and I think that's fine. Now the other one is a bit more complex in my opinion, and I was actually talking to a few other foreigners about this, and basically to simplify everything, what I mean about freedom in China is that they let you live in China. They don't come banging on your door asking for tax money or asking for loan payments or anything like that. They let you live in China, and because of that you feel like that you have more freedom, which you actually do in my opinion. And just by looking at my life in England and how it wasn't terrible, but I had a lot of debt when I was in England, and I was making good money most of the time. I mean, we're talking like up to £2,000, and for a 20-something kid, that's really good money in England. Even right now, that is good money. But all the tax, all the rent, all the petrol money, all the insurance money in England, that's taking most of your income away. And I'm not saying that I lived a luxurious lifestyle. I was actually very far from it in England, but I had a lot less in England, even though I had a lot more money on paper. But when the taxman comes in and they start taking your money away for whatever reasons, and you don't actually get anything back from it, that kind of ruins this sense of freedom that they like to parade around. And in China I don't have this. I mean, I still have insurance, I still pay taxes, I contribute towards society, and I still have money by the end of the month. I mean, there was a foreigner who said to me the other day that the day before your payday, you can still go out and you can still treat your friends for lunch or dinner or whatever, like a decent meal that costs like 3, 4, 500 RMB, and it doesn't matter because you still have money the day before your payday. And it really made me think, like, you know, in England, if I wanted to do that, I really need to think about it. Like, you go down to the pub with your friends and you know, you really need to think about it. Okay, I can only afford 2 pints today, and if I want to buy my mate one, that means I can only get 1 pint. So, you know, I'm not saying England is terrible or it's super expensive, but you know, that's not the kind of freedom and life that you get promised in England if you live there. So that's not really freedom for me. Now, the other part of today's topic, which is related to freedom, is the fact that, you know, so many people say that, you know, politics in China are different, you can't vote, you can't have a say in what's going on. And yes, and also no. I mean, it is a good thing, and obviously it is also a bad thing. But you can definitely look around the world and how democracy and freedom works in certain countries, and you can see people are going out, rioting, looting, getting into fights with the police, for example. And you know, that's not freedom, that's just stupidity, in my opinion. And I'm very glad that, you know, in China you can't do that. You can't go out, you can't have a protest because whatever reasons you have. And I mean, you can go out and do a peaceful protest, but you know, something that goes down in America or England right now, you can't have that in China. And like I said, I'm very glad that that's not possible here. And I also know that, you know, some of you might say, but everybody has the right and everybody has freedom to do whatever they want, whenever they want, with whoever they want. For me, that's not freedom in that sense. Just because I can go out onto the street and protest something, that is not freedom for me. For me, freedom is I can choose which restaurant I want to go to. For me, freedom is I can choose what I want to spend my money on. And you know, you can say that it is partially my fault as well, that I couldn't afford a better lifestyle in England. And you know, up to a certain point you might be right about it, but I do think that, you know, majority of it, the blame should go to the other party and not just me. I mean, I always try to manage my money very well. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but then I take, you know, other members from my family that went to university, and I know how hard they had to save money and how much struggle they've had with saving money, because, well, let's face it, students in England are not very well supported. I mean, you just need to look at the student loans. It's ridiculous. Every year, almost every year, it's going up. The amount that you need to pay towards unis for tuition fees, and the student loans obviously are going up at the same time. And obviously it's not great. And, you know, so many students, they leave uni and they have 30, 40, 50,000 pounds in debt because they just finished uni. And you know, it's very sad, in my opinion, because with those loans and those payments, they actually take away your freedom. So you're locked in to a broken system for a very long time, and there's no way to escape it unless you become a millionaire. But let's face it, not all of us are going to be millionaires in the future. I mean, some of us might make it, but the majority of the people, the new graduates, they are not going to be millionaires. And to finish this one off with the student loans and universities and all that, obviously most new graduates, they end up working min-wage jobs in England, and obviously that's not a bright future for someone who invested 40,000-50,000 pounds in a university and in their studies. And you know, more and more people are questioning themselves if they should go to uni or if they should just get, like, you know, any job that they can get their hands on. And that is very sad in my opinion. And you know, it's not the students' fault that they question themselves. It's the system's fault, and how they treat their students, and how the workplaces treat their workers, and how undervalued they are. So all in all, the education system is also broken, and it basically takes the freedom away that everybody likes to parade around, that you have in England, for example. And to finish off today's video, you know, I just want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers that subscribed to my channel after the live chat with the boys, so Fernando, Michael and Angelo. And obviously I would like to say a special thank you to Angelo, because for the last like 15-20 minutes of the live stream, he was holding it together, because the three of us, so Fernando, Michael and myself, we had connection issues, and Angelo did a really nice job. So yeah, just a huge thank you to him. Also, he helped us out with many other things. So again, thank you for that, Angelo, if you're watching this. And to the other viewers, guys, if you're watching it, please make sure that you go over to Angelo's channel, show him some love, subscribe to his channel, because he is so underrated with his views and his comments and everything. And it really breaks my heart to see that, you know, he's got over 1,000 subscribers, and you know, most of his videos he only gets like 60-70 views. And please just go over to his channel, subscribe to him. If you can help him out with the likes and the comments and everything, do that as well, because he really deserves it. All right then, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.